Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Annie Talk Show. I am your host, Annie Talks. I'm excited to talk to our next guest, who is the driver, one of the drivers of the Gravedigger Monster Jam trucks, which will actually be coming to the crypto.com arena this August. Please welcome Tyler Menninga.
What's up,
Hey,
guys?
how are you? So, Tyler, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, and how you became a Monster Jam truck driver?
Yeah, so I'm just a small town kid from Iowa. Not much goes around along there, but I mean, you know what? I had big dreams. I started out. I was an off-road racer growing up. I was 8 years old when I got my first off-road truck. My grandpa had actually bought it for me, and so off-roading, not really a big part of my family's heritage, but that's something me and my dad, my grandpa, kind of did back in the day, and came out. My dad, the club that my dad was in, the off-road club, was helping out at Monster Jam. So eventually I started going along when I became old enough, and actually met Dennis Anderson's oldest son, Adam Anderson, at an event. And it was kind of history from there. He kind of took me under his wing and hired me when I was 15 years old to run his ride truck out at Digger's Dungeon, which is pretty much just a truck with big tires on it. It's not an actual monster truck. It's a truck with big tires on it, and you just give people rides all day long. So I did that for a couple summers, and as soon as I turned 18, it was handing me the keys to a Monster Jam truck hired by Monster Jam. And first year I drove Blue Thunder, and after that, I guess I did good enough to handle the Gravedigger after that. So 5 years behind the wheel of Gravedigger, and it's been nothing but awesome. I love driving for Gravedigger, and especially since Adam took me under his wing when he did, and it kind of ties in as a good story for that too. So I mean, I wouldn't want to drive for anybody else, that's for sure.
That's you. I'm so glad that you brought that up because Gravedigger is one of the iconic Monster Jam trucks out there now, and you mention it anywhere in any city, everybody. It's a crowd favorite. Can you talk a little bit about that? About how does that feel to drive Gravedigger? You mentioned it yourself a little bit ago, but I mean, what there's got to be some legendary, aspects about it. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, like I said, it's 40 years old. So back in 1982, Dennis Anderson had this old mud truck, and he worked on a farm, and he was kind of talking smack to these people he worked for, and they all had mud trucks, and it was pretty much take it out to the mud hole and see how far you could go down the hole. And they were giving him some crap about it, and so he started talking smack and told him he was going to dig him a grave. And ever since then, Dennis Anderson's been the grave digger. So that was 40 years ago now. Uh, our fan base is huge, and I think it's honestly, it would be nothing without Dennis Anderson. Obviously, he created it, but the way that Dennis drove the truck and treated the fans back in the day is what made this truck so popular and as popular as it is today. But I think the biggest thing now is, when I climb in that truck every weekend, whether it's me or the other four drivers we have on our team, we know, for one, we got to, pay enough respect to our fans because that's what Dennis has always done. And then two, you got to back it up on the track too. I mean, you can't just climb in a Gravedigger truck and putt around on the track. This isn't just a filler truck, nobody's going to be
Right.
going to get popcorn when Gravedigger pulls out. That's for sure. So there's
Yeah.
pressure there. I try not let it get to me at all, and I feel like I do pretty well in that aspect. But every time those red headlights come on and that Gravedigger truck fires up, I know I got a job to do, and I know it's business on the track at that time.
I love it. Now, talk a little bit about your rituals because is there anything that you do that prepares you before, maybe say, hours before or even day of? Is there something that you absolutely must do before you get onto the track?
Actually, the best thing possible is to not even think about it. So like, I'm serious. Like there's some drivers that just get so stressed and they're thinking about it, and like, and I do it too. I would like to go look at the track every once in a while, but actually lately I don't even go look at the track because then I'm
Hmm.
thinking about too much of what I might be trying to do or whatever. But lately I've just been like, I'll just sit in the locker room and joke around with the other drivers. I mean, we're all friends. I mean, we're competitors. We want to beat each other, but when we're sitting in the locker room before the event, we're definitely sitting in there joking around, laughing at each other, and
Hmm.
doing all that stuff. So I think that's the best thing, is just to keep your mind off of it.
So now I have a question. It's we're coming off of the pandemic, era, so to speak, and how much of that was affecting you, and what did you do to keep busy?
Yeah, so I mean, we shut completely down. Obviously, the pandemic was a big deal everywhere. So it was, no work for us, no events for us, and until it ended, we were out of driving. So I was working back home in Iowa doing construction, working for the farmer, either or. And so as soon as the pandemic was over, we ramped right back up, back to Monster Jam shows and full capacity crowds. And seems like we're pretty much back to normal now. So that's really nice.
Right. It feels like you haven't skipped a beat at all, right? It's you just kind of picked up where you left off, more or less. Doesn't it, it feels that way. I'm really excited that it's going to be at the crypto.com arena. I've actually only been to it one time when it was then named the Staples Center. But tell us a little bit about that, because I know there's a whole different atmosphere. It's not like going to a regular stadium where it's open air and you have, thousands of people screaming and whatnot. I mean, it's more magnified or more amplified, I think. So did it take some getting used to driving in crypto?
No, so actually, my first year driving was 2016, and it was that we call those arenas. So it's like a hockey arena, right? So I did arena shows, the smaller ones, for 5 years of my career, and actually, at the start of 2022, I just got bumped up to like an Angel Stadium down there in Orange County. So I did that one 3 times this year, and yeah, it's a lot bigger. There's a lot more room. There's a lot more people that can come check it out. But the arenas are cool because everybody's a lot closer to the action. I mean, it's just as safe as going anywhere else, but you know, all those fans packed in there. I don't know what the capacity is there at the crypto.com arena, but yeah, I mean, we're doing backflips, we're doing all the crazy tricks that we're doing at a stadium, but we're doing it in a smaller space. It's more
Mhm.
confined. Like you said, it's magnified. It's
Right.
closer to you, the fans, and I think that's what's special about the arenas for sure.
What's one of the favorite things that you like about the about Monster Jam? Besides, obviously, I think I get this from everybody, the freestyle. But then, what about the freestyle? And then, what other event part of the event do you like?
So the freestyle, I like the freestyle because it's my time to go out there and show how creative I can be and how um, diverse I can be with the truck to the track. So uh, if somebody goes out there and does something, I want to figure out how to do something that they haven't done, or I'm going to do
Hmm.
it better. So that's what I like about freestyle, and then about the overall event. It's really cool to me how Monster Jam, to me, doesn't have an age rating. You could be 2 to 3 years old or 95 years old and still come to Monster Jam and have a good time. So that's one of the coolest things is you come to Monster Jam, you have a good time, and you forget about all your other worries in the world. Doesn't matter what it is. So, and that's what I really enjoy about Monster Jam.
I love that. So if there's something for everybody, and it comes to, like I said, crypto.com arena on August 26th and through the 28th. And you can get your tickets at Access, or which is spelled AXS.com. Ticket prices are all listed there. If you've never been, honestly, if you've never been, you guys, you have to go check it out. You're missing out because like Tyler says, there's something for everybody, from no matter the age. There's from little to from small to little to big to tall. There's something for everybody. And honestly, I am so impressed every single time I go to Monster Jam, and there's nothing more exciting than hearing the crowd, right, Tyler? Hearing the crowd and just and the fans just really cheering on. There's got to be so much electricity that goes on in the arenas, and you're absolutely missing out, everybody, if you haven't gone. Tyler, any parting words of wisdom? And would you like to shout out your socials, or do you have any socials that people could follow you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Tyler Menninga, TylerMenninga. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Also follow Monster Jam on all their socials as well. So we're always posting stuff, keep up with the action. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I haven't been to the crypto.com arena since it was Staples Center back in 2019. So it's been a couple years. I feel like my driving's been a little more seasoned since then. So I'm excited to get back into the crypto.com arena and show all the fans how much I've improved, and hopefully pull out some crazy tricks for them.
And final words of wisdom for people that aspire to be like you, like Tyler, and want to be a Monster Jam truck driver, or any capacity of Monster Jam. What would you tell them?
I always say this: it doesn't even have to be Monster Jam. If you got a dream, you go out and do it. You dream big, you work for it, you work as hard as you have to make that dream a reality, and you never hold back. I mean, just work as hard as you can to make that dream happen. It doesn't matter. There's no restrictions in life. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. That's for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tyler. I look forward to seeing you at crypto.com arena. Good luck to you, and good luck to everybody at Monster Jam. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thanks for having us. We can't wait to see everybody out there.